What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fisher Hacks. Today I'm just going to give you a quick update on the 60-gallon planted cube here in my son's room. I'm going to talk about the growth, some struggles that I'm having with it, and a supplement that I'm using to help aid with some of those struggles. Now, the tank is doing really well. I've added a couple more fish to it, and feeding pretty heavily on a daily basis. So over the last month I started struggling with some algae, not so much on the glass, but the leaves there in the front basically turn into really dark on these edges, which just indicates that there's really high nutrients in this tank, and that's to be expected with it still being relatively new for the all natural planted. It really takes a while for it to break in. Plus, with adding the extra fish and the extra feeding on a daily basis, it's all just too much. So what I've done is I've increased my water change to 50% weekly. I have the UV sterilizer on the canister filter, and I'm also cleaning the canister filter out weekly. Cutting back the feeding to every other day, and that should take care of the nutrient issue over the next month or so. So I'll do an update next month to kind of see where the tank is sitting. But everything's growing really well. The Amazon swords are taking off. The only problem I've had is that they actually started turning yellow. Now, when they turn yellow, it's usually a potassium issue. So what I've actually started dosing, and over the last week, and the change is definitely, you can definitely see it, is the potassium here. Now, it's basically a capful for every 30 gallons. Now I'm doing it twice a week, so I'm doing 2 capfuls twice a week, and pretty much after the water change is really when I do the dose. But you know, it's actually looking good. The leaves are turning green again, and you know, it's really starting to look better. Now I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this tank, because there's going to be a point where there's just too much growth in here. I'll probably have to go in there and start trimming off leaves just to kind of allow it to not look so jungly. But right now there's actually a lot of fish in there. Let's see, there's probably 10 to 15. I really have never counted them all the way, but they're in and out of the leaves, and they actually have their own little areas. It's pretty cool, but they think they're about to get fed. That's why they're all hanging up there. But this tank, future plans for it, since it's going to be running for the next year, I most likely will keep this a planted tank. I will probably have to upgrade, because I do have a firemouth cichlid in there, which I had in my other tank. He started off at a 55, moved him up to a 125. So depending on how fast they grow, it will dictate how soon I upgrade the planted tank. But right now they're only about 1.5 inches long, so they got some time. I have no plans of adding any more fish to this tank, just because there is a limit. And with a natural planted tank, it can only process so much waste. So even with the canister filter on there and the big 50% water changes, there's really only so much waste that can be processed naturally. So this is all the fish I'm going to have, and they're doing really well, and they hopefully will not get too big as fast. Plus, with the feeding cycle being changed and not feeding them as much just for the nutrient issue, it should be fine. Either way, guys, I'm going to give you a quick closer look at the fish and the plants, and that will be it for this video, all right? Alright, so let's see here. If you guys can see the dark edges there, the extra nutrients, I really can't stand that. So hopefully the water changes will fix that. It's really just a nutrient issue. The reflection is a pain in the butt. But yeah, you see the firemouth cichlid there. I love these guys. I used to have 3 of them in my big tank, and they are just amazing when they get older. Give you a little bit of a side view here. But yeah, those Amazon swords are taking off. The jungle vow in the back is really not growing that fast. I'm surprised. Hopefully you guys can see it, but it's really not growing. I was anticipating it growing a lot faster, but just for some reason it's not. The Amazon swords seem to be taking over the tank, which is pretty cool, because I definitely like those. And then of course the lighting. There's a lot of lighting on this tank, which definitely contributes to the algae issue, but I really get good growth out of it. So I won't change the lighting. That'll be the last thing that I adjust if I have to. Either way, guys, I hope you like the tank. If you have any questions, let me know. And until next time, I'll see you. Peace.